We spoke about what could be going wrong in the Indian men's test setup today. So the next logical step has to be, what are the answers? What's the way forward? How can India crawl out from all the rubble that that's surrounding them? BCCI, of course, is clear. There's going to be no knee-jerk reactions, and that's a great place to start. It is what separates India as a cricketing powerhouse compared to many other cricketing nations around. So what should be the next logical, ideal step to take? Perhaps look at where the gaps are, isn't it? There are talks of course, looking at the domestic circuit, picking some seniors who've done the domestic grind and done their job there. Is this a brand new concept and a magical solution? And what is the inherent flaw in the way the management has been viewing domestic performances all this last recent year? Let me try to give you the complete picture to this one. Now, for the last few years, the Indian board and the management have been ultra keen to ensure India's international cricketers take domestic circuit seriously. Out of form, go back to domestic cricket. Injured, and you have to make a comeback to the national side, go back to domestic cricket. Getting ready for a grueling tour overseas, go back to domestic cricket. Are you twiddling your thumbs, nothing to do? Domestic cricket is the answer. That seems to be the solution to every problem that could and would plague Indian cricket, because nothing is more poetic and grounding than going back to square one, isn't it? It's humbling. It acts like the mirror and gives every cricketer a reality check. It's like going back to the roots, unlearning and then relearning some. An age-old concept that Indian cricket is only all too familiar with. The only difference is they have been making it very vocal in the recent past. And that's the messaging right from top down. The former BCCI chief as well putting his foot down when it comes to something like this. But now, after losses that can't really be brushed aside, the management needs to come up with something, with some change that looks like a solve, that they have given some thinking to. The need of the hour clearly are specialists, especially in that middle order, the batting lineup. Think of the Indian test side as this puzzle that you need to crack. Bits and pieces players can be fitted in, but you have to locate the right corner pieces, the pillars that hold up the puzzle and show you that complete picture. India doesn't seem to have that at this point, do they? And you know where the problem lies, in the own system. Why isn't the same think tank that only goads their star players to go and play domestic cricket not picking the domestic stars and getting them to the national setup? You want your Shubman Gills, the Rishabh Pants, all to get some time in during the domestic circuit. But why are you not rewarding the ones who already have been there, who have soaked in red ball cricket and have done the yards? Sarfraz Khan and of course Abhimanyu Ishwaran nowhere on the scene. But what about Ruturaj Gaikwad and Rajat Patidar? Guys who have done the hard yards through months and then magically adapt well too for the smaller, shorter formats like the T20 when IPL comes around. Then, of course, you've got the rookies in the sense that they have not tasted international cricket, not yet, but are quietly piling on the runs in the domestic scene. Smaran Ravichandran and Yash Rathod. The real issue is this. We want to put domestic cricket up on a pedestal. Celebrate that as the hero of the system, but not those who rise out of it, who come from it. Why? We want to show this off to the world and claim how solid the grassroots levels are in a country that is number one when it comes to developing the sport, developing cricket. But when it comes to picking talent from the same domestic circles, like how it should ideally work and move the ladder up and keep that pipeline going, we freeze. Basically creating a bit of a logjam there. The truth is the presence of legends like Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman, Cheteshwar Pujara, Ajinkya Rahane, Saurav Ganguly, legends in that batting lineup, in that middle order. We've had them for decades and that's lulled us into slumber. Maybe it's time to wake up.
I wore the crown of a revolutionary. I promised to lift my nation. I claimed to fight imperialism. I became the very thing I warned against. I funded militias across continents. I feared my own shadow. Some called me the King of Kings. History calls me something else. The dictator. Who am I?